And, we were talking about burgers just a second ago. And, the Tampa Bay area actually made the national news just this weekend because McDonald's in Tampa Bay, owned by the Casper's Company, which is, I think, our biggest McDonald's owner.
It is.
In this area. They own, according to this, it says 60 McDonald's, but I thought it was more than that even. So, but in any event, they're apparently willing to pay people $50 to come and interview for a job at McDonald's.
Just to interview?
Just to interview, Pat George, not to do anything, not to actually work, just to come and interview, $50.
Over the weekend, I went by an Outback, and they had signs everywhere in front of their place. Help wanted, help wanted, help wanted.
Well, this is apparently a big issue now because as we're finding out with all of the stimulus checks that are going out, with all of the loaded up unemployment benefits that are going out, people are saying, well, why work? Why should I go to work? I can make just as much money sitting at home, getting my check from the government. And we've talked about this for a couple of years now on this show. Isn't that sort of like universal basic income? I mean, have they moved universal basic income into our system here in a stealth mode during the COVID crisis? In the name of stimulus, in the name of, you can't get a job because we've put everybody under lockdown, and so we're going to give you these expanded unemployment benefits. And now people are saying, why should I work?
And is it true there's another one coming?
That's what they're talking about. More stimulus, more free money. Oh, my God. What is this doing to our economy? More importantly, there's 100 million Americans right now who are not participating in the labor force. That's fully a third of our country. Where do you get the idea that you can live and not work, right? I mean, if you don't work, you don't eat. Wasn't that one of the original sayings back in some of the early colonies and things? They would talk about, you had to work in order to eat because everybody's got to produce.
That's what I told my son when he was growing up.
Everybody's got to pull their weight, but not in today's world. In today's world, you're going to get money just for existing, but is this a sustainable system? I mean, again, and I have to say, it's logical. If they're going to give you free money to not work, and you can make the same or maybe a little bit less by going to work at McDonald's, it's logical to not work.
This is an industry-wide. It's across different industries. It's not just the fast food industry. I have a friend who's trying to get people to be part of his construction company. He can't find workers. He's texting other people. They're like, hey, America's on unemployment right now. Good luck.
Yeah. I mean, what is this going to do to our economy? What happens when you train people not to work? What happens when you incentivize not working? Well, you're going to get more of it. If you incentivize not working, you're going to get more not working. And so now we've got somehow a labor shortage. I mean, that blows my mind that we have a quote unquote we don't have a labor shortage. That's not even the right word. We have the labor pool here. They just don't want to work. People just don't want to work, and it's not because they don't want to earn a living. It's because they have an alternative way to earn a living, which is not working. And that's not going to work over the long term. That's just not going to work to incentivize people to not be economically productive. It's a stupid way to proceed for our country, for our economy, for our system. It's really boneheaded.
Thankfully, there are enough of us still working that can pay for all of that, right?
Yeah, right. Right. As people begin to drop off, as they begin to say, wow, I can make as much or better not working as I could working. Now we got one less producer, one less person paying taxes. Where do you think all this free money, quote unquote, is coming from? I don't know where we go from here. It's a very sad development, but it does seem to me like they have actually snuck in, and we kind of saw this coming, that universal basic income concept, which, this is all part of the Marxist, Leninist, communist takeover of the country. And we've got several stories to go through to talk about that and how these people they're engaging in a takeover, and they're doing it right in front of our faces. And the hypocrisy that they exist with is so glaring. These people that are supposedly Marxists, I mean, it's like all these people that believe in socialism or communism. I say, get out your wallet first. Get out your savings. Sell your house. Move people into your house. You want to share and share alike? From each according to his ability and to each according to his need? Well, if you've got a little bit of excess capital, if you own some property, You need to give that away. If you're a committed, trained Marxist, if you're a communist, if you're a socialist, if you believe in this, you put your money where your mouth is. You do it first. You set the example. But what we see time and time again is we see these people not doing what they say. They don't set the example. They live high on the hog. They have 3, 4, 5 homes. They got $1 million salaries. They take private jets. They live it up. All these people going to Davos, all these rich scions, these titans of industry and big tech, Jeff Bezos, they want to tell you how to live through the Washington Post. Meanwhile, they do whatever they want to do, and they live a good life. And their workers, they can't even go to the bathroom on the Amazon floor because they don't have time.
They're just getting us ready for China, when China rules everything.
When China, it feels a lot like China, doesn't it? Feels a lot like China. Well, and, of course, these people, the key is they are making out. They are making money from this whole process. They're selling out. They're selling out the rest of us. They're selling out our country for their own advancement. We see that with the BLM movement in a lot of instances. Not all, but a lot of instances. We talked some last week about Patrice Cullers, who's one of the people that's considered to be one of the founders of the BLM movement. And we've played a clip from her before on the show, maybe up to a year ago, where she said that she was a trained Marxist. Remember that clip? She says, we are trained Marxists. Well, as we know, we talked about some last week, she's come under fire now for buying up a little over $3 million of homes in the last several years. She's like 37 years old. She's got $3 million of homes, including one she just bought last month close to Malibu near Los Angeles. It's a $1.4 million, and by the way, in a mostly white neighborhood, which I guess she apparently feels comfortable moving into, comfortable enough. But she's been on the buying spree, and people say, is that Marxist? And I say, no, it's not Marxist. Again, why didn't you put her money where her mouth is and give it all away? Thank you for listening to the Morgan Streetman Show. We hope you enjoyed what you heard, and if you did, please click like and subscribe to help us out. And remember that we recommend that you exercise your brain at least once a week.